a newborn baby was discovered abandoned near a public dustbin. According to reports, passers-by heard faint cries coming from a sack placed beside the refuse point. On getting closer, they discovered a newborn baby wrapped inside the sack, struggling to cry. This is quite a very disturbing story, but let's see the footage.
Some people can be so heartless. Anybody that did this thing, may earth and heaven cause that person. Oluwa, Oluwa. You don't go die. You don't go die. Who know how many hours they've done to that child? Imam, dead inside. Don't go, Abi. Oluwa,
Welcome back. If you are just joining, it's Trending O'Clock. This is where we'll talk about all the trending and juicy gist on the internet, and of course, give our opinions about them. I am Mercy Erabo. And of course, you know, once it's trending, I can never be alone in the studio. But who is joining us this beautiful morning? No other person but Mr. Michael Gubaji. Mr. Michael, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, anyway, it's a beautiful day and another time for us to trend among those trendy stories that are making their rounds of social media.
And we have interesting stories for today. Without wasting much of our time, let's dive straight into our stories for today. Tension has erupted in Auchi as some indigenes reportedly stormed areas inhabited by Hausa and Fulani residents, destroying homes and shops. The incident is said to be linked to the growing cases of kidnapping and other criminal activities that have troubled the community in recent times. Residents say the protest was fueled by frustration over the frequent kidnappings and insecurity affecting the town. Let's see the footage.
The reason why we dey riot 9%, we no need kidnappers for this our community. They don't kill us, tire. They don't collect our money. We ask where we get, we don't be tenants. We don't sickness everywhere. No money, no market, nothing. Kidnappers don't do us. So now make us come out, we women of our chief say we don't need any kidnapper. Any kidnapper we don't need. Any corner we don't need kidnapper again. Now what it make us come out where would they riot?
Because yesterday night, woman went 2 weeks, when just about 2 weeks, they still go carry her for IBLA. They still carry her today. These people for how they cry now.
Authorities have since called for calm while security agencies continue efforts to restore order and investigate the situation. Community leaders are also urging residents to avoid violence and allow law enforcement agencies to handle the security concerns. Okay, at this point, I don't know what we should say about this, but you know, I feel like we should not really blame these people because they've been going through a lot, and it seems authorities are not doing anything about it because we've not really heard the government coming out to publicly address the issue of concerns. Just when was that we heard somebody was kidnapped and they were able to raise 10 million naira. After that, the kidnappers asked for additional 3 motorcycles. And because of that, no form of communication with these people again. So it's becoming too much. And when you see people storm out on the streets like this, I really do not think we should blame them because this is becoming too much, Mr. Michael.
Well, indeed, you've just stated the obvious. And the obvious fact is that when the government feel, the fear is that people will take an uprising and want to self-help themselves, which in itself is more of a problem. And knowing that most persons will take the laws into their hands, and the breakdown of law and order will definitely ensue. So we're just pleading with the needed authorities, please, let's see how the Edo State government, in particular, we're calling out the Edo State government to please do the needful, let them see how they can really secure that town. And Auchi, we're talking about a well-known town in Edo North, to see how they can stop these incessant killings, kidnappings, and other violent crime that have bedeviled our town. Please, we are begging them to do the needful, so at least self-help will not lead to more deterioration of law and order.
Law and order, because from what we are seeing, we hope this does not even turn out to be a nationwide protest, because just when was that Ekuma protested, and now Auchi, and this we know is not just going on in the Edo states. We have the likes of even the western part. We hear kidnappings and all of that, everything going on.
Bedrock of kidnapping.
Exactly. So like this, we're calling on the right authorities to please do the needed to make sure that we have less of these kidnappings going on in the country. Anyways, away from that very story, our next story is still talking about kidnapping and insecurity in Nigeria. A disturbing video currently circulating on social media has sparked outrage among Nigerians. In the video, suspected bandits are seen displaying large bundles of cash, reportedly money obtained from kidnap ransom payments. The men appear relaxed and even boastful as they flaunt the cash while recording the video. Let's see the video. The footage has triggered widespread reactions online, with many Nigerians expressing anger and disbelief that criminals could boldly record and share such videos without fear. Authorities have repeatedly assured Nigerians that efforts are ongoing to combat banditry and kidnapping, but the video has reignited public debate about the effectiveness of security operations and the need for stronger action against criminal groups. Yes, we were just talking about the kidnapping, and this is what we are seeing. So at this point, we really do not know what is going on, because this is not the very first time we see kidnappers and bandits coming on social media to display cash. And back then, we used to know when robbers are going to operate, they cover their face, they mask their face, they don't want people to see them. But these people are boldly showing their face on social media with nothing. And up till now, we've not heard of these people being trapped. Like, but if it's cases of people posting things on Twitter, you see the DSS going to track these persons. So how come they have still not been able to track these kidnappers, Mr. Michael?
Well, it's one question we need to ask the security agencies in Nigeria. And but you know, everybody's talking about the outrage that have created that. But my fear is showing this on social media is like encouraging others that are trying to make up their mind whether to join or not to join. It's now becoming a way of life, especially for these bandits and those in the northern part of the country. Just, well, come on. All of this is a deterioration of the political class not doing what they need to do. Over the years, especially the political elites in the north, have neglected education, neglected infrastructure, neglected industries. In larger Nigerian mentality, that have now given rise to young persons that have no other means but going into criminality to survive. Is no excuse. But the truth about the issue is that more needs to be done, not only by the political class, but at least the government, to ensure that the lives and properties of Nigerians are safe, and those deemed to be criminals should not flaunt their wealth, but rather face the long arm of justice.
Exactly. We hope that something is really done about this whole issue of insecurity going on in the country, because when you see things like this, then you wonder what exactly are the security agencies doing. And that's why you see people going out, because they feel like we should help ourselves at this point. Because when you see people displaying cash and the authorities are unable to do anything about it, then at the end of the day, you just feel like, okay, maybe I should fight my battle myself. So that's the reason we really do not need to blame the people coming out to protest. And we hope that the needed authorities look into these issues and see how we can track down these bandits that are really terrorizing the country. Away from that very story, the students narrowly escaped death yesterday after a four-story building collapsed in Ogba. Reports say the incident happened during school hours, causing panic among students, teachers, and residents in the area. Fortunately, many of the students were quickly evacuated as the building began to give way. Emergency responders and local authorities rushed to the scene shortly after the collapse to assess the situation and ensure that no one was trapped in the rubble. Authorities are expected to investigate the cause of the collapse and determine whether negligence or structural defects played a role. Thank God this did not end up as another tragedy in the country. Like, just imagine that a full story building Imagine students were trapped. And
Trapped
I thank
in
God
that
that they were able to quickly detect that and evacuate the premises immediately. It would have been another tragedy. And now it boils down to all of this thing going on. Yes, authorities are yet to investigate, to detect the real cause of this whole thing. But the big question is, why do we have more of this collapsing of buildings in Lagos State? Why is it a common thing in Lagos State? Because just within this year, we've heard of cases of collapsed buildings and all of that going on in Lagos State. Why is it always Lagos?
I'll put about 2 or 3 pointers. Number one is the use of substandard materials. It has become a norm that many persons want to cut corners, see how you can have cheap building materials and the lower cost in building, but higher rent in collecting. That shows the determination and criminal move by most of these property owners. That's number one. Number two is corruption. Corruption in the sense that before this structure was put in place, we know there were development boards that would naturally have done their job in assessing if it was even fit for anybody to habitate it. But all of those were thrown out of the window, and yet that was not really done. The third and most difficult one is, I would wonder, after seeing that defect, they allow children to be in the school. That shows a deep sense of negligence. Negligence in every way. So that is why we keep having issues of collapsed building in Lagos, because of substandardness, criminal, and negligence. All of that is the reason for all of it.
Greed is the major one. Everybody wants to make money, even when you know you can actually give quality, but you want to get the substandard materials because you need extra money for yourself, putting the lives of others at risk just for your own personal gains.
But do you know, we should in every way thank God that rather than we coming here to talk about the death of people's children, we're coming to talk about a building that had fallen on account of these 3 major things we highlighted. So we should in every way give God the glory that an eagle eye noted it, and the children were quickly, teachers and children were quickly evacuated before that building caved in. It's really terrifying seeing it even cave in, and you wonder what of if children or people were there in the building.
Thank God, no losses, no casualties so far has been reported. And we know authorities, investigations are ongoing, and let's see if we get more updates regarding this story. And once we do, we'll definitely bring them to you. Away from that, a heartbreaking incident has sparked concern among residents after a newborn baby was discovered abandoned near a public dustbin. According to reports, passers-by heard faint cries coming from a sack placed beside the refuse point. On getting closer, they discovered a newborn baby wrapped inside the sack, struggling to cry. This is quite a very disturbing story, but let's see the footage.
Some people can be so heartless. Anybody that did this thing, may earth and heaven cause that person. Oluwa, Oluwa. You don't go die. You don't go die. You know how many hours they've done to that child there?
Chairman.
Imam, dead inside. Don't go, Abi.
The shocked resident quickly rescued the baby and alerted others in the area. The infant was later taken to receive medical attention. Authorities are expected to investigate the matter and identify whoever may be responsible for abandoning this child. When I saw this very...
I just want the 21st century, and stories like these were things that were happening before now, when there was little sex education, especially as it concerns girls, and need for them to know their body and be more responsible and responsive as it concerns their sexual exploit. But it goes to show you that all of that seems to be happening in a time that social value seems to be at its lowest ebb. Many persons are not responsible for what they do, and it's a sad narrative. tomorrow a woman will be looking for children and she will never find, knowing that definitely she did this. And you know, it's quite disheartening. Many persons have gone through IVF over and over, trying to look for children. But here, a bundle of joy God gives somebody, but throwing the baby away. It's really painful.
And I just get to wonder, how do you carry a baby for 9 months? And after the 9 months, you birth this child, and the next thing that comes to your head is throw this child away. Like
with no remorse.
Like we've heard of cases where people give birth, they take the child to orphanage home. If you know you do not want to care for this child, why not take the child to orphanage home? Why are people heartless? Like a mother, you had this child growing, this beautiful bundle of joy, growing inside of you for 9 good months. And then we hear things like, when these babies are in the womb, they tend to bond with the mothers of this baby. Now, after bonding with this child for 9 months, and the next thing that comes to your head is you want to throw this child away. This is very, very sad and disturbing story. And we hope that authorities do the right thing, and we hope that the mother, but it's going to be very difficult to trace the mother.
And you might be surprised, whoever dumped that baby might not be around there. And that's always the story we finally get.
And even when you see mentally unstable women having babies, they so much care for their babies. Because I would not even think that a mentally unstable woman must have carried, because some persons might be like, okay, what if it's an unstable person that drops that baby? But no, I've seen,
not carefully wrap the baby
I've
like
seen
that.
mentally unstable people.
They are very aggressive.
Even for people to help them get that child, they are always very aggressive when it comes to their baby. Now, somebody very stable will just think of going to drop this baby. Well, we hope that authorities would be able to identify the person that did this to this very baby. And all thanks to God, and all thanks to the passers-by and the residents of that very community for saving the life of that very baby. Away from that very story, friends and family are mourning the reported death of a young woman following a second cosmetic surgery procedure widely known as BBL. According to reports, the woman initially approached the clinic for the procedure, but was allegedly turned away because her skin was considered too light. She later sought the procedure at another hospital where the surgery was eventually carried out. Sources claim that the complication developed after the procedure, including a severe infection. The tragic development has sparked conversations on social media about risks associated with cosmetic surgery, as well as the importance of proper medical standards and patient safety. Health experts often advise individuals considering cosmetic procedure to ensure they consult qualified medical professionals and fully understand the possible risks involved. Authorities are expected to look into the circumstances surrounding this very incident. Just imagine this very beautiful lady just decided to cut her life short, all because you want to look good. And if you ask these people, funniest part, Mr. Michael, if you ask these people, I know it's a sad one that somebody lost her life, but at this point, I don't know if we should really feel sad for her. Because if you ask most of these people, Mr. Michael, who are you doing this for? You are doing this for men. They would say, no, I am doing it for myself. So you are doing BBL for yourself. I really want to understand how you decide to do BBL for yourself. Now, doing this thing just to make sure you look attractive to the other gender. And while you're doing this, and you lost your life. And so from what we heard, because this is the second procedure, they said that she did the first one, of which it was becoming bad and was advised to go take it out. But instead of going to take off the BBL, she decided to do a second surgery, and of which she did not make it out alive. This is a very sad and disturbing story. And we hope it's not the first time we're hearing things like this. And we hope that ladies learn their lessons for real.
Well, the truth is, whether she in any way took her life or not, the loss of a life is always a sad one. And our heart goes out to the families, to bear this very deep loss. But honestly, I looked at that picture and I'm wondering, what is she looking for? Honestly, what's she looking for?
She has a twin, and the twin looks very beautiful.
Come on,
even without BBL.
You look beautiful itself, and you're going ahead to add more. I don't get it. You know, not only the money that will go, but the pain associated with doing that very difficult procedure. You know, it's really disheartening. At the end, even if you are doing it for a man, another woman will claim that man. So what did you gain rather than losing your life?
I wonder.
It's really time women should try to understand and appreciate themselves the way they are. Beauty would always not be how you look, but how you feel inside. And the earlier, the better you start understanding that, the better and more self-confidence you'll be. And once you begin to love yourself inwardly, everybody will see it and it will reflect, and other people will love you for who you are and how you look.
So, Mr. Michael, the sad reality. Right now, while we're talking, do you know somebody is currently going through this very procedure again? Somebody else is going. And at this point, I don't know if we should really blame them, because I think society just puts this picture of, as a woman, you're supposed to look this particular way.
I don't feel it's society. I don't feel it's society. I feel it's mentality. Because let's look at it. If it's all about beauty, then the ugly women should never get married. But in all honesty, the beautiful ones are not the ones getting married, but rather the ones that look not too, if you understand what I mean. So it's not, I don't feel it's society. I feel it's self-worth, self-respect,
self-confidence. I feel like women, we should learn to teach our girls to be
confident. You are fair, you are black, you get married.
And that's why when I go on social media, I see women telling their daughters, giving them words of affirmation. You are beautiful just the way you are. You are this, you are that. And I just feel like, yes, this is what I feel women should teach their girl child. So they don't grow up trying to be what society wants them to be. Rather, they should feel good just the way they are.
Don't look like a Barbie. Just look like you.
Just look like you. Just be you. Be beautiful just the way you are. This is where we have to wrap things right now. They said time rather is not a friend of man, and we've really had an amazing time, despite the fact that we had really sad stories today.
Well, sad but rather educative stories that should in every way prick the heart of many and make them have a change of heart.
Thank you, Mr. Michael, for always making it interesting for us. Of course, you can join the conversation online through the comment section of all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV. This is where I have to tell you that I will see you for another super exciting edition. Same time tomorrow. I remain Mercy Erabo. Have a blessed day.